This weekend, there's a chance to put your name in the record books. Well, sort of.
That's the topic in this evening's KX Conversation. They're trying to sweeten the deal to get you to make a trip to Fort Stevenson State Park to celebrate 50 years. That might get you to hop in the car for this one. Our guest this evening, Chad Troutman from Fort Stevenson State Park. Chad, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Chad, can you tell us a little bit about the event that you have taking place this Saturday, what you guys are doing to celebrate 50 years?
Yeah, so for here at Fort Stevenson State Park, we are going to be celebrating by going for the Guinness World Record for the most people simultaneously making s'mores. So that'll be a record attempt that we'll be hosting just on Saturday.
Something that I guess in a sense hasn't really been done in the past and everything, but that the s'more itself so synonymous with the camping season. Where did this idea come from?
Well, when we were recognizing the 50th anniversary coming up for Fort Stevenson, we started to plan or look at ideas for events. What could we do that hasn't been done yet, and something that would draw a lot of people, be related to camping, something that we see so many people doing on the weekends as we go through the park and see all the park visitors enjoying themselves. So what better way to celebrate than go for a Guinness record for the most people making s'mores?
Takes, I guess, a pretty sizable flame and everything, and even from the operation from A to B. Tell us about what it's going to take to really try and pull this off. Well,
of course, we have all the supplies here. We are required to hand out the supplies to the participants as they enter into the area. We do have to have it all fenced off so everybody can be inside one area. They'll be all handed wristbands. But we'll have all the fire pits set up, or all the areas that will provide heat will be using charcoal as our heat source. And people will be able to roast their marshmallows all at a countdown. So there'll be actually a 20-second requirement for roasting your marshmallow. We'll give that signal, and once we're done roasting marshmallows, we'll be able to assemble, right, I guess, after the final count is in.
All right. So what's it going to cost to get into the park, especially this weekend? Are you guys offering a special rate?
Well, yes, we are. There will be no fees for entering into the park. We want to encourage everyone to come out. We didn't want anything to do. Well, I'll just say there's no fees charged for the event, and no vehicle fees charged to get into the park for Saturday.
Just so the parents and kids don't miss out on the marshmallows and the chocolate, what's the time that you're asking people to come in the gate and get a good spot to make sure they don't miss out on this?
Well, we will open the gates to the area that will allow people in for the s'mores attempt. That's over in our campground. However, I would encourage people to arrive early. It's not going to hurt to be here in the park earlier than that 1:30 time period. And then the official time that we will start the roasting will be at 3 p.m. We figured we'd give ourselves plenty of time to get people parked and into the area and organized so that we can have it all take off at one time.
Once again, our guest is Chad Troutman from Fort Stevenson State Park. The big s'more record attempt is going to happen this weekend. If you can get there, he's asking you to save room for dessert. Chad, I want to thank you again so much for taking the time and hoping for what could be a record-breaking crowd.
Absolutely. And I had a friend that said one thing to me that I kind of chuckle at, is that how many people can say they're world record holders on their resume? So we encourage people to come out and be able to claim that title that they can tell people about in the future. So, yep, please come out.
It's definitely worth bragging about, that's for sure. Yeah. Chad, thank you so much for joining us today.